Welcome on in, my Ashwings, to another installment of the Silver Age A to Z series. Today we are moving on with our A's and going into Aurora. Now that we're done with all the Arachnes, we are now going to take a look at the Elemental Runeblade Aurora. This is a incredibly aggressive deck. It comes in with a lot of these 0 for 4s with go again, 0 for 3s with go agains, and a lot of really powerful on hits. Now you'd think the hero itself being a Runeblade, we'd be making rune chants in this deck, but that could not be farther from the truth. We are actually just sending a bunch of lightning attacks that go wide, is pretty much the deck. It plays almost like a ninja, but actually it plays exactly like a ninja, theoretically. But you do some small arcane damage in some small little areas that are not through rune chants. So Aurora is a big menace in Commoner right now because she has access to Ball Lightning, but Ball Lightning is banned in the Silver Age format. So what we're going to go ahead and do is just kind of go over the deck, show you a little bit about what makes her different in Sage compared to her other forms, and then take a quick game and see exactly how she plays out into the Silver Age queue on Talishar. So we do have the Blade Beckoner helm and boots. Pretty straightforward, simple stuff. If you have nothing better in those head pieces or the leg pieces, just choose Blade Beckoner. It's the best one there. Garland of Spring. This is just a gain a resource. This is incredibly important when you happen to have Electrify in your arsenal. Electrify is a very powerful card that just you want to put in your arsenal. You want to pop that Garland of Spring, play Electrify. You'll draw a card, and then the next time an attack action card hits a hero this turn, it deals 3 damage to them. So that is going to be really important because if it's played from Arsenal, you also draw a card. So you start with a 5-card hand in your hand, and you play that resource for free here. You could just also pitch a blue or a red in your hand if you really want to. Mark of Lightning. This is kind of a way that this is almost, think of it like flick knives. Effectively, if your opponent gets down to 1, you can just pop Mark of Lightning on a lightning or elemental attack that is being defended. And your opponent's going to be defending a lot when they're at 1. And so you can just pop your Mark of Lightning, hit them, and get the value. So Mark of Lightning definitely is very, very powerful. Does a lot more when it comes to Ball Lightning, but it still gets the job done here, trying to kind of sneak some extra damage on Aurora. And then Starfall, you pay 1 to attack, and if you played a lightning card this turn, it gets +1 and go again. Aurora's ability, though, is just pay 2, create an embodiment of lightning token, which just says your next attack action gets go again when you play it. But you have to pay 2 resources, and you have to have played a lightning card previously. So let's get into the deck. Again, I don't really think much of this deck needs an explanation. You have a lot of cards that say 4 in the bottom left, or go again in the text somewhere. And then you also have some cool pumps. You have Burn Up Shock. This is kind of the reason why Aurora would be as good as she is in this format, is because she also has a way to just ping you for 1 with the shock side of things, but also Burn Up. Burn Up allows you to pretty much just threaten boom grenade damage on any of your attacks. That includes your weapon. So if your opponent is not able to block 5 attacks coming in, Burn Up Shock very well could seal the deal there. But a very, very powerful card. This is like the key card of the deck here. But also keep in mind, you can kill your opponent on their turn. If they come in with a whole bunch of damage, you block out everything, and then they give you 1 last card, and then ping them for 1. Pretty good. Crackling. This is a card from the Aurora First Strike deck. Pretty much just says if you played a lightning card, it gets +1. It's a great 0 for 4 finisher. If you have an embodiment of lightning token, this will just come in for go again if you have played a lightning card, or it could just be 3 go again to start you. Electrify, again, very powerful card. It presents another 3 damage on hit. So tons of value when playing this from Arsenal. I don't suggest just playing it from hand, just because it can get a little dicey. Electrostatic Discharge, a great 0-cost pump that you can play at instant speed. So if you're going to play anything like Flittering Charge here, which is if you played an instant card, this Chain Link, this gets go again, you can then pump up this, you can give this go again and then pump up your next lightning attack by 3. Entwine Lightning, this is going to be really easy to do here. If you play it, it costs 0, comes in for 4, and it says if it was fused with a lightning card, which is just revealing a lightning card from your hand, it gets go again. Fry, 0 for 3, go again. Card doesn't block, doesn't matter, we don't need to block. Heaven's Claw, this is really just kind of a chain ender. It's a 1 for 5. But I might switch this out for something else just because it's pretty vanilla. We do also have this 1 for 5 in the deck, which is Lightning Form. When this hits, you create an Embodiment of Lightning token. I do think this threatens a bit more of something against our opponent, but having that additional 1 resource is often not like the best, just because we don't have a lot of blues in the deck. Lightning Press, you go ahead and pop that through. This is another +3 in the reaction step, so love to see that there. Lightning Surge, play this from Arsenal. It's a 4 go again. Grav Rabble, always going to be 4 pretty much. Scar for a Scar, if you're at less life than your opponent, 4 go again. Second Strike, very simple, right? You've got this one here. If you've dealt damage when this attacks, this gets +1 and go again. Sizzle, great pump, +3, and it's a lightning card, so it turns on Aurora's ability. It turns on the ability for Crackling. It turns on the ability for Static Shock, which is the other card here, the Lightning Flow card. When this hits a hero, if you played a lightning card this turn, deal 1 arcane damage to them. We are running 2 copies of Skizzik. The reason being is because if it has go again, it gets +1. In most cases, you can make an Embodiment of Lightning, or if you have a Sigil of Lightning out that pops at the beginning of your turn, you can play Skizzik to give 4 go again, which is just good value there. We are also playing Spark Spray. When it's defended by 1 or more cards, you can pay 1. If you do, this gets +1. This is a great way to kind of like eke out some damage towards the end of the game, because if your opponent doesn't block 6 here, then they would lose. But it's also just a great way to kind of sneak some damage through if you're trying to whittle them down. Finally, the last card in the deck here for the main deck is Sigil of Lightning. Very simple card. Effectively, if you start the game with this, you're going to want to, if it's your turn 1, then play Sigil of Lightning. If it's your turn 0, play Sigil of Lightning. It's just, if you have it in your hand, you want to get rid of it, just play it and then go about the rest of the day. You might not need to play it if it's your turn 0, like if you went first. So other stuff there. Into our inventory here, we do have 2 copies of Arcane Polarity in case we're going up against another Arcane deck. We do have 2 copies of Battlefront Bastion in the odd chance that we are ever going against a deck with poppers, or that we need poppers for, such as Illusionist or anything. Battlefront Bastion will help us do that there. Cloud Cover is also more so for wizards or damage that's kind of hard to block out. Cloud Cover is just a lightning instant, says the next time you'd be dealt damage this turn, prevent 2 of it for 0. And then Vexing Malice is another little cheeky card that we can play into heroes that maybe block a little bit better, because most people are going to be running AB1 into a Runeblade. And so if you present something that deals 2 arcane damage to them at the end of the game, they can't block it out, and it ends up threatening more damage out of them. And it's another blue in case you're trying to do that there. We're just replacing these Blade Backrunner stuff with the Spellfray stuff. We don't want to pitch to AB. We just want to send damage at all times and pretty much never block anything. So doing that is going to be kind of important here. But this is very much so an aggro deck. You'll see there's not a whole lot of blocking. The goal here is not the block. The goal is to win the die roll, go second, and then just send everything you have at your opponent, and really just like outvalue them to no end. So let's go ahead and bring this into a game in Talishar and see how Aurora plays into the Silver Age format. All right, the hero is Icelander. Now, theoretically, we'd like to go second here, but I am going to choose to go first because we don't want them to be on an Arsenal. They are a wizard, so we're going to want that instead. We're going to bring in the Arcane Polarities and probably take out the... we'll probably bring these in also, theoretically. I think we'll probably take out the Cracklings, and we'll take out the... we'll take out the Heaven's Claws here, I think. And then we'll submit. So we have some options here for us. We're going first. So we can theoretically send some additional stuff here. I'm going to just send a Ravenous Rabble They're on 4 Blade Beckoner pieces of equipment, so that's very interesting to me. Okay, we dealt some damage there. And this hand is not good at all. Like, I would love to not have to keep a Sigil of Lightning in Arsenal, but I guess it's fine. I will do this, and then I'm going to pitch to Aurora. This is just for 3. I do not want to use Mark of Lightning here, so no. I'm then just going to go ahead and play a Sigil of Lightning. I will then pitch. No, I shouldn't have done all that. Whatever. I don't want it in my hand. I was like, wait a minute. Now I just have 2 Embodiment of Lightnings. Okay, Aether Ice Vein. Well, yeah. So this is definitely going to be kind of a rough one here because we are going to have to take some damage. I will not. I will just discard a Arcanic Shockwave. Yeah. All right, Lightning Pops. We have 2 Embodiment of Lightnings now, so not really necessary. We could burn up Shock. We're probably going to get like really blown out here if I were to guess. So I'd be curious if we should pop the Garland here first. We know that they had an Aether Ice Vein or an Aether Hail in their hand. They may have put something else in there. Let's just send Scar for a Scar, see what happens. Test of Strength. What an interesting deck. And I got the gold. Okay. I wonder if this is just send a ton of arcane damage at your opponent. That might kind of be what's happening here, is just like block everything and just send big arcane. Yeah. Crucible into Aether Hail, probably. Yeah. I will not pop that. We'll just end our turn. Okay. Again, this is another turn. We're probably going to just have to end up sending this here. Swap this, both modes. Okay, they take the arcane damage. Now this one's going to be a little awkward. We're going to have to... How are we going to get go again on this? Not really by doing anything. Entwine Lightning. Revealing a Flittering Charge. Okay. Next time an attack you control hits a hero. This says the attack deals 1 damage to defending hero. Yeah. No, I guess it doesn't work. All right, well, it was worth a shot. Worth testing. Then we go ahead and we send this. Pitching. They're going to want to block with armor, so they're going to give me an entire piece of armor here, probably. Cool. Yeah, having the entire turn kind of be blown out by the armor is kind of insane here for Wizards, but that's okay. We're going to keep trying. They're at significantly less armor than they were previously, so we're just going to put this Electrify in our arsenal and pass. Aether Ice Vein. Okay, so we're going to have to discard a card. We do get to gain a life, though. I will just pop both of these here, actually. We'll get rid of... Get rid of Lightning Form here, I think. Whoops, hold on. I do not want to pay. No, I'm going to discard this card. I was like, I don't want to pay, I want to discard. No discard. Cool. Oh, shoot. Damn it. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's awful. No, I want to discard this card. Sorry, I do have something I would like to do on my end step is gain life. I would like to gain life, please. All right, Garland of Spring. We're going to pop that. We are going to draw a card. Okay, unfortunate that they have the Winter's Bite. This is kind of rough into this matchup. Yeah, I'll pay one. Get the second strike out of here. And now I just have to electrify. Oh golly, what a turn. What a turn this has become. I could have theoretically just saved it, but that is kind of the rough part about this match, is that your opponent is always able to just kind of send that. I thought they were not going to be on any kind of... They've played 1, 2, 3, 4 Aether Ice, probably all of them, right? Like, what? Oh, because they know it's going to block for another. Yeah, I don't honestly know why I played... I mean, I guess I had the floating resource, so like I had to play Electrify there. There's just no reason I shouldn't have. Okay. We'll draw up and they'll try to kill us, I guess. Voltic Bolt. And turn. All right. I think this turn is going to be a Burn Up Shock, both modes. Try to hit you. We try to not swing with our weapon. Well, I guess we have to swing with our weapon this turn. We're going to swing a Fry. I'm going to pump it up to 6. Big damage. All right. I mean, I can't get past their defenses here pretty much, so... And this is just going to get blocked by pieces of armor. So, well, let's just play it safe. I mean, there's no way that I genuinely know there's no way I win if they're playing Big Arcane and I'm not playing Arcane Barrier, so... Unless I had a Cloud Cover in hand. Cloud Cover probably would have saved me, actually. That would have been the thing. Yep. Voltic Bolt, I die. Good game. Yeah. Icelander definitely is a deck that beats aggro pretty hard, but I definitely was not expecting the Aether Ice Vein so early. Also, you can see this is kind of the a good example of how you don't need any of your wizard armor at all. You just need armor that blocks out your opponent's hits, and then you're able to send more. But we got them down pretty close. They are a pretty defensive deck for what it's worth. It's pretty much be defensive, send a big amount of damage. But Aurora did kind of what she did here. I fear there's too many non-attack actions in here. Skizik also didn't exactly do what we wanted it to do. The Electrified turn was just stumped out by Ice being Ice, so not really too much we can do in that regard. But overall, I think we sent quite a lot of damage over the course of it, right? We sent 7, 9, 12, 11. So we were still sending quite a bit of damage every single turn. But our opponent just had better plays. That's just how it is. So if you enjoyed today's episode of the Silver Age A to Z series, let me know how you feel about Aurora in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you there. Also, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you have not already for more. We'll eventually get to your favorite hero in the series, so keep it tuned to Ashen Wings TCG for more information on more Silver Age decks. Otherwise, I hope you all continue to have fun in the flesh and blood, and I will see all of you beautiful Ashwings in the next installment of the Silver Age A to Z series.